Good afternoon. Welcome to Current Affairs. Today, let's discuss regarding a new constitution bench that has been constituted by the Supreme Court. So, in this particular constitution bench, 9 judges have been appointed, have been constituted, and they are going to look into one of the very, very serious aspects that is being discussed in India now. And before that, I would like to say one thing. Whenever we say constitution bench, in that one, there will be minimum 5 judges, right? So minimum 5, 7, 9. So it will go on like this. So, but please remember, so this is the constitution bench which has been constituted with 9 judges of the Supreme Court. Now, so what exactly is this? So always we discuss about the concept called a right to privacy. A right to privacy, but the point is that whether this right to privacy is a fundamental right or a legal right. And as we all know that right to privacy is nowhere mentioned in the constitution, but is it related to any of the articles? So that is number one point. So number two, so is it a legal right? The government argues that it is a legal right because in two of the previous judgments by the Supreme Court long back, the Supreme Court made it very clear that the right to privacy is not a fundamental right, not a constitutional right, but it is a legal right. And now the government is pushing this argument forward now. So now also we need to wait and watch. But what exactly is the problem? For quite long period of time, this for the past few years, we are discussing so much about Aadhaar. So the Aadhaar cards, they have been introduced during the previous government. Now Aadhaar has become a very important aspect in everybody's life. So wherever you go, you have to produce this Aadhaar. So, but what exactly is happening to our information? So is our information safe, or is our information can be manipulated or misused? That is the reason why certain petitions have been filed in the Supreme Court challenging that this is the right to privacy and our right to privacy is being violated. And the government argues that since it is a legal right, the information can be used. And now the Supreme Court took it seriously. Yesterday itself, that is on July 19th, July 18th, Constitution bench with the 7 judges has been constituted, and they are going to look into this concept whether a right to privacy is a legal right or a constitutional right. So I think from tomorrow onwards, the bench is going to function. Not tomorrow, today only. Yeah, the bench is going to function, and very soon we are going to get the clarity whether right to privacy is a constitutional right or the legal right. Kindly see here one important thing I would like to tell you. Just because the government is arguing that in two of the previous judgments by the Supreme Court, according to the Supreme Court, at the time, a right to privacy is a legal right. Just because judgments have said like that, it does not mean that the fresh judgment is also going to be like this. So since there are so many variations in the system, so there are so many developments in the whole system, now the opinion of the Supreme Court may change. I'm not very sure. So we need to wait and watch what exactly is going to happen. And please remember, once the Supreme Court comes out so with a new statement saying that this right to privacy is a constitutional right and the latest judgment of the Supreme Court is valid, it does not mean that in future you cannot challenge again. At any time you may challenge again, and at the time, the decision may be, the judgment may be rewritten by the Supreme Court. That is the reason why there are so many judgments where the judgments were rewritten by the same honorable apex court. Right? I would like to show you the document. Look at this. The Supreme Court on July 18th, 2017 set up a 9-judge bench to examine whether right to privacy is a fundamental right under the Constitution. The Supreme Court decision to form the nine-judge bench came while hearing petitions on linking PAN, permanent account number, PAN card with Aadhaar. The government argues that it is a common law and not a constitutional right. So it's a common law right and not the constitutional right. Right, long back, what happened? Look at this. Eight judge bench in the year 1954, six judge bench in the year 1962 had ruled that a right to privacy is not a fundamental right, meaning, according to those judgments, right to privacy was a common law right. And the central government today, it relied on these two verdicts and had taken a stand that no public interest litigation could be filed to challenge the validity of Aadhaar on the grounds of the violation of fundamental rights. So this is the opinion. This is the opinion of the central government. But the petitions have already been filed. They have been taken up by the apex court, and the apex court also constituted nine-judge bench, and that is going to hear the whether and that is going to hear and decide whether a right to privacy is a fundamental right or a legal right. Kindly see here, if you are reading any newspaper, various newspapers will carry editorial columns on this or certain articles on this. And wherever you come across with this concept, so please read it. Apart from the information that has been given to you by me, you may also get some other information from some other sources. Clear? And especially for the serious aspirants who are preparing for the higher level examinations, you have to be so careful whether you are reading any national paper or your regional paper. If you are coming across with any of these these issues, please pay good attention. Right now, I would like to show you the document once again, and let's continue our discussion on some other aspect. Right, which of the following is the only Indian state that is permitted to hoist state flag along with the national flag? Any idea about this? Karnataka, Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir. So why I have taken up this particular topic now? It is because one of the states in India, in southern part of India, that is Karnataka. Of course, it has got its own flag, but that is not this authenticated by the constitution. But otherwise, very recently, the Karnataka has formed a committee for designing a new flag for the state. That is the reason why this issue has raised, whether states are permitted to have their own flags. Is it permitted in India? Answer is absolutely no. Constitution has nowhere permitted for the states to have their own flags. Clear? Number one. Number two. But with respect to this question, out of these so many states in India, 29, one state in India is permitted to hoist state flag along with the national flag. And that state is Jammu and Kashmir. So, right, so and as you all know, Jammu and Kashmir is the only state where you have two constitutions. Jammu and Kashmir people are the only people who are permitted to hold the two citizenships. In the similar manner, in Jammu and Kashmir, along with the national flag, the state flag is also hoisted. That is very much permitted under the constitution of Jammu and Kashmir. So hopefully you might have looked at the flag of Jammu and Kashmir. So there are three lines side by side. This background of the flag is red in color, and you have three white color lines. So these white color lines indicate three regions, the unity of the three regions. One is Jammu, second one is the Kashmir Valley, and the third one is the Ladakh region. Right, Jammu, Kashmir Valley, and a Ladakh region. Right, and this is very much permitted. And see here, of course, it was this first there was an issue in Jammu and Kashmir in the year 1931. It happened on July 13th. Right, so during that time some people were killed in Jammu and Kashmir, and for the first time, a shirt with the blood that was hoisted as a flag in the year 1931. Later what happened, after India got independence, and after this Jammu and Kashmir has signed instrument of accession with the Indian government, they have designed their own flag, and that flag is red in color, and you have this three white lines over there. And since then it has become a practice to hoist the state flag along with the national flag. Right, so that is the background of this state flag. So but recently if you look at this one, so this is presently coalition government in Jammu and Kashmir, and BJP members are also there. So when they took the office, this BJP ministers, they have refused to hoist the state flag, and they started saying that national flag is the highest one and state flag need not be hoisted. But it was a very general practice in Jammu and Kashmir to hoist two flags on all the occasions, like this Republic Day or Independence Day. So this is a very common thing. So during the time, the chief minister has issued a circular that all ministers must hoist two flags. Right, but within 20 days, what happened? The chief minister has withdrawn the circular. Clear. And the case went to the high court, and so many issues have happened over there. But as of now, it is a national flag plus a state flag, both will be hoisted in Jammu and Kashmir, meaning Jammu and Kashmir is the only state which can officially hoist the state flag along with the national flag. So but the point is that now today Karnataka has, appointed a committee to look into very seriously for designing its own flag. So once it is done by Karnataka, other states will also start the same. That is the reason why, there are various objections from various sections on this particular aspect, right? And hopefully, so this will be cleared very, very soon. Right, and the basic argument is that when you are permitting for Jammu and Kashmir, why can't you permit for our state? So that is the general argument. But the point is that Jammu and Kashmir is the state which has been provided with the special status, so not all the states. Clear? So like this, the new issues will be coming up, and you need to address those issues from time to time. Right, so now I have the picture of this Jammu and Kashmir flag, and I'll show you that. Kindly have a look at this. Hopefully you got the question and you got the answer now. Answer is Jammu and Kashmir. Look at this. So this is the flag. So this is the flag, three lines. So on the right side, you can see, right side of the screen, you can see, right side of the, this is a flag. You can see, this is the plow. So three lines symbolizes Jammu, Kashmir Valley, and Ladakh region. Right. The state of Karnataka has constituted a committee to design a separate state flag. So please remember the name of this state. Whenever such type of things are happening, that becomes, a bigger issue. And tomorrow in any examination, it may be a question. Which of the following states has constituted a committee to design a separate state flag? Answer will be Karnataka. So please remember this. Next, I have a question with respect to Vidya Lakshmi. So what exactly is this Vidya Lakshmi? Kindly see here, education is really very important. And if you look at some of the developed nations, 100% of the population are educated. Education gives us many things, including the job. So that is the reason why, if you look at India, there are so many people who are uneducated. It does not mean that they are not interested to go for education. Lots of interest is there in their minds and hearts to go for the education. But unfortunately, so there is no enough fee for them, enough money for them to send their children to the schools. That is the reason why, so the government schools have come up on one side. Of course, if you look at the quality, this of these government schools is considered to be low, when compared to the private schools. That is the reason why, so majority of the people will look towards the private schools. But the government has the capacity to increase the quality in the government schools, right? And if you want to go for this higher education or any education, you require lots of money. But who will give the money to these people? So that is the reason why the loan system has come into the picture, that is called education loans. So but because of the various rules and regulations, restrictions and limitations, majority of the people are not in a position to avail the education loans, and the rules are very cumbersome, right? And the governments will say that education loans will be provided, but it's very difficult to take the loan, and it becomes very difficult, if you cannot pay back the loan in time. So that is the reason why the government has come out with a scheme called Vidya Lakshmi. Clear? So Vidya Lakshmi, and regarding that, I have a question. So hope you understood the concept that I am going to talk to you. I have a question now. I'll show you the question. I'll show you the options. So then we'll continue our discussion on this, right? And kindly remember, this is in fact this scheme has been launched by the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Human Resources. Look at this. Vidya Lakshmi is option A. This is a scheme that allows all the students below the age of 25 years to pursue higher education of their choice. This is a scheme that allows poor and middle class girl students, only girl students here in this statement, girl students, to pursue higher education of their choice. Kindly remember, this is not exclusively for girl students, right? Both of girls and boys will come into the picture. It's a scheme that allows poor and middle class students to pursue higher education of their choice. Or D, a scheme that allows only poor students to pursue higher education of their choice. So you have to be very careful while answering these questions. Let me tell you now, Vidya Lakshmi scheme is basically meant to allow poor and middle class students to pursue higher education of their choice. Is that okay? Right? See here, generally the questions are asked like this. Is it for all the students? Is it only for girls? Or is there any age restriction? Or is it exclusively for, all the people who are falling in the category of the poor and middle class? So you have to be very careful. Maybe in the objective type, or tomorrow there may be a situation which is demanding that you have to write this one in the main examination. So you have to be very very careful. So because of any reason, if you mention this is applicable only for the girls, then what will happen? So there is every possibility that you lose the marks. But this is applicable for and available for all the students who fall in the category of the poor and middle class. For what? For pursuing the higher education. Clear? That is the reason why. So separate website has been opened by the government, and the people who are interested, so they can apply online, right? So this is what is this? Vidya Lakshmi. Now I got some more points with me with respect to this scheme. I would like to show you that. Have a look at this, please. Look at this. a view to enable all poor and middle class students to pursue higher education of their choice without any constraint of funds. Constraint of funds is a very big problem. A fully IT based student financial aid authority to administer and monitor scholarship as well as the education loan schemes through the Pradhana Mantri Vidya Lakshmi Karyakram. This is the total name. It ensures that no student misses out on higher education for the lack of funds. Good thing. The IT-based mechanism under Pradhan Mantri Vidya Lakshmi Karyakram is expected to provide to students a single window electronic platform for scholarships and education loans. And this is a first of its kind portal for students seeking education loan. This portal has been developed under the guidance of Department of Financial Services. It's a part of Ministry of Finance, Department of Higher Education, which is the department under Ministry of HRD, and Indian Banks Association, that is IBA. Okay, so this is about Vidya Lakshmi. Fine, and that's all for the day. I'll stop at this stage and I'll see you tomorrow with more current affairs. And I wish you all a very, very, very wonderful day. Thank you so much.